everyone! Today we're going to read a lovely story called Lailah's Lunchbox, a Ramadan story by Reem Faruqi, illustrated by Lailah. And when we're reading this book, we're going to be thinking about what windows and mirrors we notice. Windows help us understand someone who might be a bit different from us. Mirrors remind us of ourselves. Before we start reading this story, when I say Happy Ramadan, I'd like for you to pause this video and tell someone or a stuffy or even the screen everything you know about Ramadan. Ready? Happy Ramadan. All right, here we go. I'm excited to read this story. We won't be needing this for a while, Lailah's mother hanging up Lailah's lunchbox. Imagine, I won't be eating lunch for a month, replied Lailah with a twirl. I won't have to pack lunch for a month, her mom replied with a bigger twirl. How do you think Lailah and her mother feel about Ramadan? When you answer this question, I'd love for you to use what you learned from this page so far. And you can use this sentence frame. I think Lailah and her mom feel blank about Ramadan because. How do you think they feel about Ramadan? The year before, Lailah wanted to fast with her friends, Hind and Ishrat, during Ramadan, but Lailah's mom had insisted she was too small. Remembering that, Lailah stopped twirling. She missed her friends. Is this a window or a mirror for you? Are there friends that you have that live somewhere else that you miss? Moving from one continent to another had been hard. On the map in her atlas, North America and the Middle East were 10 inches apart. But in real life, she was so much farther away. She wished she was only 10 inches away from Hind and Ishrat. She knew the sign by the highway said, Peachtree City, you'll love to call it home. But she didn't agree with the sign. Abu Dhabi still felt like her home. Is this a window or a mirror for you? The next morning before sunrise, Lailah's mom gently nudged her. Lailah, she whispered, Sehri time. What do you think Sehri means? Lailah chomped on her chocolate chip pancakes with her eyes closed. Delicious, she said. Come, let's pray now, said her mom. Do we have a little bit more information? What do you think Sehri means? What hints could you use from the book? After Sehri, Lailah snuggled back into her bed until her mom woke her up again, this time for school. She had left the house. Her mom handed her a note. Lailah, please give this note to Miss Penworth. Without her lunchbox to carry, her fingers felt extra free and swingy. She felt so light, she skipped to the school bus stop. What do you think the note might say? Make a prediction. I think the note might say, blank, because. What do you think it might say? Make a prediction. On the school bus, she read her mom's note. Dear Mrs. Penworth, this will be Lailah's first time fasting for the month of Ramadan, so it's an exciting time for us. Please excuse Lailah from lunch for this special month. Thanks, Mrs. Malik. Lailah didn't feel so bouncy anymore. What if Miss Penworth didn't know about Ramadan? No one else would be fasting with her. She folded the note into teeny tiny squares and hid it in her bag. Why do you think Lailah folded the note into tiny pieces and hid it in her bag? I think Lailah folded the note into tiny pieces because Lailah walked slowly to her class. Her throat felt dry all morning. When lunchtime arrived, she still hadn't given Mrs. Penworth her note. Lailah, did you forget your lunch? Asked Mrs. Penworth. Lailah opened her mouth to speak, but no words came out. Samantha volunteered. I'll share my lunch with Lailah. Mrs. Penworth shook her head. Thank you for the author, Samantha. Lailah, please get a sandwich from the cafeteria. Lailah followed her classmates to the cafeteria. Lailah, do you want some of my cream roll? Asked Anna. Lailah thought of telling Anna that she was fasting, but she still didn't think anyone at Sunnyvale Elementary School knew about Ramadan. No thanks, she started to say. I didn't bring my... Are you sure? Asked Anna, unwrapping the cream rolls. Lailah watched the cream rolls get smaller and smaller. She didn't feel so sure. Cream rolls were her favorite. She looked away. Her nose still smelled food. Lailah wished she had given Mrs. Penworth the note. Even Isaiah's bologna sandwich looked tasty, and Lailah didn't even like bologna. Her stomach rumbled. Suddenly, she had an idea. While everyone was busy eating, she snuck out of the cafeteria. Her stomach stopped growling. That's where we're going to finish today. But before we end, make a prediction. What do you think Lailah is going to do next? I think Lailah is going to because... All right, exciting. We'll get to see what happens next soon.